Alright. Hello, gang. Here we are with Wasteland 3. I kept saying for the past month I was gonna do another live stream for this game, and well, here we are. We had fun with the first Wasteland game and spent some time on the second one. That one was pretty fun, and here we are making a return to number 3. I've not played this game since the last live stream we did, so we're picking up where we left off on that last one. Remember, this game plays like XCOM, so the gameplay is decidedly pretty different from the first two games. So. Yeah, we're nowhere near where that new content expects us to be, so we're just gonna keep on going here. Continue where we left off. We left off right where the last live stream ended, so I know as much about this game as you do if you're a newcomer. So we're just going to swing it and have some fun here. Now, game takes place in Colorado, I guess, so.
I'm on the horn.
Remember last time we were talking to this asshole, the patriarch.
Pleased to meet you, Rangers.
Then find someone who will.
Alright. Apparently these guys aren't going to help us, so we're just going to... Our vehicle is out of gas and needs service. It cannot be driven at this time. Alright. Just mosey on over this way.
No sudden moves around the Patriarch.
Shut up! What do here?
I was
That's unusual.
Yeah. What am I supposed to do? Game has a lot of similarities to Wasteland 2, where you dig around for stuff. Here's my vehicle again. There's these assholes again. Right here. I guess we're supposed to go over
Welcome,
here.
Rangers. I'm Marshal Darius Kwan, and this here's Sergei Greatsky.
Good to meet you, Rangers. Glad to see some friendly faces. Been rough around here these last few days. Dorsey's attacked us too. Snuck inside Colorado Springs and killed a lot of people. Situation's under control now. Mostly. The Patriarch. Thank God they never got near him. He's the only thing keeping Colorado from tearing itself apart.
And sorry about these alarms. Something must have triggered the old security system. Trouble is, there's a bunch of angry robots guarding the computer that shuts them off. How you deal with them is your call. Your base, your rules. Yeah, weird, huh? They weren't active when we looked the place over a few days back, but... let's talk after you kill the alarms. I can hardly hear myself think.
Around for some loot first. I don't like that method of waste ammo. Gotta figure out how to open these doors. Can't climb the debris. Be fine then.
Alarm, I read alarm. A more big to you in Uber. Visit a secure bunker bed facility you commit trespassing against. If for retention or you will be prohibited. Negative. Servitors became active a week ago after a prolonged shutdown period. With power restored, we are prepared to destroy foul intruders such as yourself. Hold it, Uber. You were not given legally. Prepare for classification.
Uh-oh. Oh, what's up with this crap? Interesting. Look at this. Can't just lift himself up. Gotta use the stairs. See here, let's looking for new command. Install ourselves as command. Just like that.
Well done, Rangers. Good to see the place up and running.
This asshole acting like he's in control now.
Now, where were we? Oh, yes. The reason you're here. As you may know, I have a daughter and 2 sons. Liberty, Valor, and Victory. 2 of them conspired against me, and the 3rd blackens the Buchanan name with every breath he takes. Consequently, I banished him. They've been skulking in the shadows ever since, but lately there's been rumors that I'm on my last legs. Lies, of course, but apparently my dear children believe them, and they've started making new plans.
Looking for protection when they attack?
Protection? You think I need protection? Stop trying to be smart and listen. I'm not worried about my children defeating me, Rangers. They won't. Not even Liberty. What worries me is the destruction they'll wreak as they fail. They'll tear my land and my people to shreds. They'll burn everything I've accomplished to ash. That's why they have to be stopped before they can start. That's why you, Rangers, have to find them and bring them home to me ASAP. And when I say bring them home, I mean bring them home alive. They're my blood. Kill them and we'll have a problem. Do I make myself clear?
What if taking your kids alive is impossible?
You've already done the impossible by making it here. I trust you. Find a way to make it possible. Now, let me tell you where they are. Victory's holed up in Aspen. Valor's under the protection of the Gippers in Denver. And Liberty is raising an army against me somewhere out on the Eastern Plains. Anything else you need to know?
I have a few things we'd like to ask about the Dorseys in the ambush. You think Vic, Val, or Liberty were behind the attack on our convoy?
Possibly. But I know the Dorseys from the old days. They don't take orders well. Then again, I wouldn't have guessed they'd have the guts to attack both you and Colorado Springs at the same time. So somebody put some fire in them.
Why do you say the ambush was your fault?
My staff and I coordinated the details of your arrival using coded transmissions on radio frequencies we thought were secure. Obviously, they were not. And you paid for it. I take full responsibility.
Who are the Dorseys?
The last dregs of a treacherous family. Thought I'd wiped them out years ago, but... mistakes linger, Rangers. I know that better than most.
All right. Enough about the Dorseys.
Good. What else do you need?
We'll need more background on your kids before we go after them.
What do you want to know?
What should we know about Victory?
Boy's never been right in the head. Since he was a baby, he'd torture cats, terrorize the servants, set the house on fire, and he's only got worse. The things he's done to the women he finds. Anyway, I finally had enough and put the little monster under house arrest up in Aspen. Guess they weren't prepared, because he escaped a while ago and then came back with a gang of freaks and turned the place into a slaughterhouse. Now he's on the radio, laughing about what he's gonna do to his hostages and daring me to come after him. He, claims he's captured some Rangers as well.
There were other survivors from our convoy? That's great
Don't
news.
get your hopes up. Vic likes to play with hostages. Might not be much left by the time you find them.
What kind of man is Valor?
Soft, spoiled, fiddled with computers all day instead of learning the arts of diplomacy and war. Finally packed him off when he accidentally crashed my security systems right before his sister's little coup attempt. Made him my official ambassador to the Gippers, hoping he'd do to their systems what he'd done to mine. That was a mistake. He took his revenge by convincing them to cut off oil shipments to my city. No oil means no heat, no light, and no food for my people. So getting Valor back and resuming oil shipments from the Gippers has to happen now.
So, Valor isn't dangerous?
No, but the Gippers are tough and well-armed, and Denver's a death trap.
Tell us about Liberty.
Liberty's got more brains and cunning than both her brothers put together. She's the only one who could actually run Colorado. Problem is, she'd run it as a goddamn slave state. Everyone in chains, everyone working for her. Wouldn't worry about her for now, though. Best to wait until you got a little more firepower. She's gonna be well protected.
You're expecting her to try to usurp you?
She's already tried once. Got all the way to the palace steps before we chased her off. She's been licking her wounds out east ever since.
I mean, for one thing, you must have plenty of competent people in Colorado. Why ask us to deal with your children?
Divided loyalty, that's why. I trust my guards, but they don't leave my side. Ever. Everybody else. Everybody else is making plans for when I'm gone. The 100 families, the Gippers, the Marshals, they're all out for themselves. And they know my kids would make good figureheads, give them some legitimacy. Any Coloradan I send to bring Vic, Val, and Libby back home might think they'll get a better deal elsewhere. But not you. I'm the only one who can save your people. Nobody else can get supplies to Arizona before they starve to death. That's why it's you who's doing this. You've got the only loyalty that works. The loyalty of self-interest.
Well, thanks for the info. We'll do our best
You'd
with
better.
it.
Anything else?
Thank you for the briefing, Patriarch.
Of course. Now, if you want a chance to impress me and maybe get a little payback, that call I got outside was from Sheriff Daisy, the head of the Marshals in Colorado Springs. She's having trouble rousting some Dorseys who have been holed up in the Garden of the Gods since their raid fell apart. Why don't you go give her a hand? Show us what the Rangers can do.
Down Colorado Springs. All right. Dorsey's? It'll be a pleasure.
Enjoy yourselves, Rangers. Just don't get killed. I want a return on my investment. All right, let's move out.
Kind of reminds me of that Matrix movie, part 2. Excuse me.
Rangers, come talk to me when you've got a moment. Want to discuss staffing and recruiting, that kind of thing. Good job, Rangers. Nice to be able to hear ourselves think again. And now that it's quiet enough to talk, let me reintroduce you to the great Sergei Greatsky, who's going to be helping you with personnel.
Hi again, Rangers. Damn sorry about your people. But now that you're here, we'll do what we can to get you back on your feet and find you some new recruits, just like the Patriarch promised you. And I already got you one of the best. Meet Marcelo Gonzalez, electronics wizard, radio technician, and former dispatcher for the Marshals. He'll be your radio operator.
Howdy, Rangers. While you were dealing with the alarms, I took the liberty of installing a combat AI in your vehicle. Should help you out. If you want to chat, I'll be in the operations room getting things up and running.
Should be more recruits arriving soon. Ready to tell me how you want to fill out your squad?
Let's see here. Speak to Sergeant Greatsky to hire new Rangers for your squad. Your squad can have up to 6 members. No more than 4 can be Rangers. The other 2 slots may be filled by companions, such as Marshal Quan. Companions are unique NPCs who aren't officially Rangers, but want to help out all the same. You'll find plenty of companions on your journey throughout Colorado. Before we get to all that, we've got a few questions.
Of course. Ask away.
Can you and Quan tell us more about yourselves?
Well,
Well, Sergei won't blow his own horn, so I'll do it for him. He's Colorado's greatest war hero. Fought by the Patriarch's side from the beginning and saved the old man's life about 100 times, right, Sergei?
75. Tops. Now, let me tell you about Mr. Slick here. Nobody knows the streets and alleys of Colorado Springs, or the people that live there, better than dashing Darius Quan.
You're too kind, Sergei.
You two volunteer for this?
Yeah, I was getting a little itchy doing the same old in the Marshals.
And retirement was driving me stir-crazy. Just sitting around listening to the paint peel. I jumped at the chance to help you folks out.
You both seem awful eager to help a group of unknown outsiders. Why are you really here?
It's no lie that I've been looking to leave the Marshals, but you're right. That's not the whole story. The Patriarch asked me to keep an eye on you, so here I am.
And I am truly sick of retirement. But, yeah, I'm doing the Patriarch a favor too.
They're spies.
Let's say liaisons. The Patriarch wants you to succeed, and he knows it's not going to be easy. You're strangers in a strange land.
You don't know the politics. You don't know the personalities. Who hates who? Where the bodies are buried.
That's where we come in. We're here to make sure you don't make too many rookie mistakes, step on the wrong toes. And yeah, we're supposed to report back to the Patriarch about how you're doing. But you didn't really expect to be left completely to your own devices, did you?
What was the deal with the alarms and the
Not
robots?
sure exactly. We came by a week and a half ago and it was stone quiet.
We were gonna get the place cleaned up before you got here. But then the Dorseys attacked the city, so it got put on the back burner.
Something must have triggered the security systems between then and now. Could have been anything.
And how long has this place been abandoned?
Patriarch chased out the last big gang maybe 10 years back. Before that, all kinds of bandits, militias, and cults have lived here since the deluge.
Recently, it's been mostly outlaws and refugees. We should check around to see if there are any current occupants.
Could be what set off the alarms.
What's the deluge? We've been hearing that word a lot.
Around these parts, we call the nuclear apocalypse the deluge of fire, because, well, that's what it was.
Noah's flood was the deluge of water. The nukes were the deluge of fire.
What was the radio operator saying about putting a combat AI in our vehicle?
Gonzalez? He's a whiz with stuff like that. The AI will allow you to give the vehicle orders in combat without having to be inside it. Basically, it'll become another member of your squad.
Nice. That's all the questions we have for now.
Okay, what's next?
Show us who you got lined up.
My advice is to put together a squad with complementary skills. Nobody can be great at everything. So pick recruits who are good at things your current team isn't. And you can always round out your squad with folks you meet along the way. Keep that in mind when you're choosing from the recruits I've rounded up.
Nice build. Alright.
Listen, I can get you all the fighting troops you need. But if you meet any talented people in your travels, don't hesitate to sign them up. Now that we've got that sorted, let's talk about the next steps. Now, you're the boss here, so I'm not going to tell you what to do, but getting this place up and running wouldn't be a bad place to start. That means surveying the base and finding specialists to staff it.
We should get the place staffed up. Any ideas?
Well, I can take care of the rank and file, but you're going to want mechanics, medics, an armory officer, that sort of thing. A competent staff is important when the going gets tough. Helping Sheriff Daisy could be a first step. If you impress her, maybe she'll hook you up with some specialists for the base. Meanwhile, I'll start cleaning up here. Take a look around before you go. See if you want to keep any of this junk before we dump it all. Anyway, your call. Colorado Springs is straight out the main gate. If you want to go to Denver or Aspen, just hop back in your car and go out the way you came in.
Okay, thanks for the info.
One sec. Forgive me for saying so, but I'm guessing you folks are gonna need as much help in the field as you will here in HQ. So, what if I joined your squad? At least until you find your feet.
What do you have to offer us?
Well, I know this city like the back of my hand. And this city knows me. My time in the Marshals means I've got connections and trusted informants everywhere. Plus, I'm a sure shot and a decent scrapper. And, though it hurts my civic pride to say it, there are places around here where those things might come in handy.
Yeah, thanks. We could use the help.
Great. I'm at your disposal. Lead the way.
Companions. You've recruited your first companion. Companions are a unique kind of squad member. Unlike the Rangers, you create companions are pre-made characters that have their own personality and agenda. Piss them off and they could leave you high and dry. Companions too. You can have up to 6 characters in your squad. Up to 4 of them can be Ranger recruits, leaving at least 2 spots open for companions. There's no reason not to take them along, provided you can maintain their loyalty. Alright.
Pretty grand in here. Maybe you can make it your trophy hall or museum or something. Or a handball court.
Ooh, man. You fucking miss, asshole. He's right in front of you. like how these logs show the decadence of the machines that are in charge of security. And to go down the dates. Radical Rachel. You found a creepy doll. Creepy dolls are dolls that are creepy. They also grant powerful bonuses that benefit your entire squad. Simply collecting them will benefit you for the rest of the game. Creepy dolls aren't found in your inventory. Instead, find them as well as any discovered cassette tapes and tutorials in your archive menu. Access your archive menu by selecting it in the pause menu. Couldn't access this room earlier.
A garage. We get this cleaned out, you can put your truck in here.
Right. Rusted slicer dicer. This enormous spider-like robot is in bad shape. Which is in a puddle of its own fluids. Its casing dented and riddled with bullet holes. Judging by the scrape marks on the floor, it looks like someone dragged it into the garage from somewhere else. You recognize it as a slicer dicer. A pre-apocalypse military robot. It appears to have been badly damaged in a firefight as in missing some of its weapons. Upon closer inspection, you note that some of the bullet holes have been patched, and several of the legs show signs of recent welding. Slicer Dicer's main access panel is open, revealing its wiring and power plant. It's clear that someone has been trying to repair the robot. Leave it alone for now. The corpse of a young woman lies at your feet, her body contorted at an unnatural angle. Judging by the smell, she's been here for a while. The body's unnatural position suggests some kind of seizure. There are signs of discoloration on her face indicative of heart failure. Heavy metal spanner is gripped tightly in her right hand. The metal is discolored, and scorch marks blacken her fingertips. Looks to you like a textbook case of electrocution. This terminal is displaying information about the base systems. All seems normal right now. wonder what is up here.
Look at all this machinery. If we can get it all running, this will be a good spot for your armory.
You stupid asshole.
Together, we're unstoppable!
What a stink. Somebody's been using this medbay for a morgue. Gonna take an ocean bleach to get it ready for customers.
Let's raise some skills here.
Rangers, good to see you.
Volunteers you mentioned. Where are you getting them from?
Well, I've got friends in the Marshals, the Patriarch's Palace Guard, and some local militias. They've always got more folks wanting to sign up than they have positions for. So I asked my pals to send over everybody on their waiting lists. Now, some of these folks may be, less than top grade for sure, but most will be solid recruits, ready and willing to learn. You'll have to pick and choose. Sure thing. Let's have a look. There you go. Anything else? Happy to tell you what you need to know.
I asked him if he's our chief of security. We need to know more about him.
Well,
what's his
came
story?
Here with my folks when I was a kid, and was a young man when Saul was trying to unite the families and make Colorado a state. I got behind him right away. He had leader written all over him, even back then. I've served at his side ever since, fighting against the monster army, consolidating power here in town, helping him expand our borders.
What Mr. Greatsky means is that he played a key role in many of the Patriarch's greatest victories, and he had no small part in making Colorado what it is today.
You're too kind, Darius. Well, the fighting's never really ended. Trying to hold it all together is a constant struggle. This business with his children is just the latest in a long line of troubles.
You've served with the Patriarch for so long, you must like him.
I do indeed. Some folks can't get past his brusque ways, but that's just the impatience of a man who knows what's right, dealing with fools who don't. He cares too deeply about the well-being of the people of Colorado to let political courtesy slow him down. Of course, you'll hear a lot of folk condemning him for hurting this group or that group with his decisions, but the way I see it, they should be glad it wasn't them who had to make the choice.
Will you tell us some stories about your days fighting beside the Patriarch?
Stories? They are stories indeed these days. I've told him so many times all the truth's been wrung out of him. Now, let's see. Here's one. So, one day we were hunting monster army raiders and came upon a tin-walled shack. The people inside were shooting at us and not answering our calls to parley. Well, I got sick of that real quick and unslung my rocket launcher. But Saul, he holds up a finger, then creeps around behind the compound. Well, pretty soon we hear him smashing through those tin walls with his hammer, and then comes two high-pitched screams. A few moments later, he comes striding out, carrying a child under each arm. They've been shooting at us because they thought we were coming to eat their dying parents. Now, I will never know how Saul knew it was kids in there rather than raiders, but somehow he did. And we brought them and their folks back to the city and helped them out until they got well again. And he's always been like that. An uncanny ability to always do the right thing.
Got any more stories for us?
Give me a while and I'll see if I can remember any more. In the meantime, I'm sure you have plenty to do. Happy to. What's on your mind? Anytime, Rangers. Always happy to tell war stories. I'll be here.
How to heal my party.
Systems active. Systems active. Greetings, Rangers.
Give it a whirl, shall we?
Please, my son's not a Dorsey.
Murderers!
Let him go.
Some of the refugees helped the Dorseys. Can you believe it?
I hope you die slow!
My son's done nothing wrong. Bastards!
Murderers!
Bastards!
I am staying here until they all freeze to death.
Murderers!
Will someone please help
No
my
shooting the
boy?
prisoners. Understand?
Murderers!
You don't look like marshals. Do you work for the Patriarch?
For now, yes.
Then maybe the magistrate will listen to you. Judge Watkins has sentenced my son to die. Austin is all I have left. Everyone else died on the plains. He's a good boy. He never hurt anyone. I'm sure of it. Please, maybe Watkins will listen to you.
What happened? Why was your son sentenced to death?
I don't even know why he was rounded up. He won't tell me. Says he's embarrassed. I know they caught him doing something wrong, but he says he never hurt anyone. If you talk to him, maybe he'll tell you what happened. Sometimes it's easier to talk to a stranger than your mother. I know that much.
Who's your son?
Austin Pease, the skinny boy up on the platform. I can't imagine he killed anyone. We've seen enough death on our way out here. He never wanted to hurt anyone, ever.
What's your story?
Our family escaped the wars in the East. Tried to make our way across the plains. My husband My other son, my daughters, one by one, picked off and killed. Now it's just the two of us, and I'm gonna lose him too. Please, help my son!
How does it feel now? I hope you die slow!
Blood is coming for you all! I hope you die slow! No regret!
I hope you die
No
slow!
repentance!
Bastards!
Hey, Rangers!
How does it feel now?
Like that welcome party at the lake!
Dorsey scum!
Death to Buchanan! Death to the Hunter
Bastards!
stinking families!
Bastards!
We'll have our revenge.
Murderers!
You ain't seen the last of us.
How does it feel now?
No mercy on your souls, Colorado!
I hope you
No
die
regret!
slow!
No repentance! Alias Dorsey lives!
How does it feel
He'll
now?
kill you all!
I hope you die slow! I hope you die slow!
Sorry, I didn't mean to ignore you. Just got a lot on my mind.
Here he is. How did you get in trouble with the
A
Martians?
real big mistake. See, the Plains chased my mom and me off our land. We lost everything. Heard this was a place of God-fearing people and thought they'd do right by us. People here kept us out in the cold, letting us starve to death while they sat inside, warm and fed. Then the Dorseys came and gave me some food and some kindness and asked me to do some vandalism. I figured, what was the harm? I never killed no one, but I did bust some windows. Marshals caught me doing it, and they said I was working with the Dorseys. Magistrate agreed, so here I am. Mom would have talked me out of it. I should have talked to her first.
Why'd you do
We were
it?
starving. No two ways about it. We were going to die. Dorseys gave us food. I figured a few windows was a worthwhile trade for the bread and meat that saved our lives.
Doesn't sound like the punishment fits the
I thought it
crime.
was too harsh, but what happens if I speak up now? Will they come after my mom? I can't take the chance.
Let's say we can free you. What's that worth to you?
Magistrate's a hard man. I wish I could believe it'd work. I'd do anything for someone who could get me free without hurting anybody in the process. Guess I don't have any money to give you, but I'd pay you back in hard work, if you'll have me.
Do you have any useful skills?
I'm used to hard work around the homestead, and I ain't too bad with a gun either. My folks made sure I could hunt and fight. I always dreamed of coming to the big city and being a newspaper man. You know, interviewing people, telling the truth about how things really are. Sure didn't turn out like I hoped. No, I was never no desperado. Don't rightly know why I let myself get caught up in this. But if I'm to die, I'd at least like to do that right. Gonna do that like a man. Nice talking to you.
Magistrate Silas Watkins. This dour man looks out at the pillories with an expression of grim satisfaction. His sallow skin pulls tight over his face, and his thin lips press together in a hard line.
Howdy, Judge. How's your heart? Still colder than a well-digger's ass?
Marshal Quan, impertinent as ever, I see. Rangers, I am Magistrate Silas Watkins. I have heard of your arrival, partly from the confessions of the Dorsey raiders, You'll be pleased to know that I sentenced them to death for their part in the attack on the city and your convoy.
Austin Peace says he didn't kill anyone. What will it take to free him?
His crimes are still severe. He was part of the Dorsey uprising. He caused significant property damage. His actions diverted marshals from responding to reports of attacks, magnifying the harm the Dorseys were able to inflict. Argue a case, and I might show lenience.
What if the Rangers were to pay for his damages and assume guardianship over the boy?
You wish to compensate the city and the owners of the damaged properties for their losses. I can facilitate that. That's the price in Colorado dollars.
Can't pay that right now.
Understand that the law cannot wait until you have the means to pay. The boy will go to the pillory soon. His time is short.
Too young for a death sentence. Surely you can offer him some mercy.
Mercy? I do not see the word in my law books. The Patriarch has charged me to dispense justice, not mercy.
He's not a bad kid. He's all his mother has. Kill him and you might as well kill her.
My concern cannot be for his mother. It can only be for the law. Regrettable, but he chose this path, not I. Proceed. They are the only instrument of justice we need. Serious offenders die by exposure. Sometimes I might grant a reprieve after frostbiters claim their extremities.
Death by exposure seems harsh.
Oh, to the contrary. It is more merciful than the punishments meted out by the mountain clans or the gangs of the plains. If we did any less, they would see our nation as weak. And in Colorado, weakness is death. As much as we might long for the world before the bombs, when justice was not so cruel, that is not the world we inhabit.
And let's be honest, Judge. You kind of like it too, don't you?
No, I do not. I only do what the law commands.
And since you're the law around here, I guess you're your own boss.
I follow principles set forth at the second founding of this city, as you know very well. Without our laws and the penalties to enforce them, we're no better than the Wastelanders.
You have no other punishments here?
For some offenses, we have a work camp on the plains. I don't approve of their methods, but it's outside my jurisdiction. Minor infractions, like public drunkenness or disorderly conduct, are punished by a short stay in the sheriff's lockup. Proceed. Indeed. We ain't gonna
Did my
beg
best.
for our lives. We ain't weak like you.
Murderers!
$200.
Doc Parker's helping the wounded at the Arapaho Garage. He ain't turning anyone away.
I need health. Party's very badly injured.
I hope you die
Where's this
slow.
Arapaho Garage?
Cowardly attack on Colorado Springs!
By order of the Patriarch, only authorized personnel are to pass this gate.
What kind of authorization do we need?
Invitation from the head of a family or authorization from the Patriarch. Until you have that, the gate stays closed.
Why is the gate closed?
The attack on the city has everyone nervous. Until that's all settled down, Patriarch's orders are in effect. Authorized business only.
What's through the gate?
Broadmoor Heights and the Patriarch's Palace. Good day.
Bye. Fuck off.
Oh, darn it, Martha. Why else would I even keep a shotgun around if I don't use it?
Do you know who those outlaws are, Josiah? They're Dorseys! They won't be scared of a scrawny old man.
A scrawny old man with a shotgun? Hang on, I'm not that old.
Oh, Josiah, just put down the gun and let someone else handle this, all right?
Consarn it. You Dorsey peckerheads, get on out of there.
Man shouting into the nearby shop and waiting a shotgun
Hush
round.
up now, Josiah. You can't go in there alone. They'll kill you.
You think I can't handle myself? I've put down worse than these in my time.
Since when? You've been a shopkeeper all your life. Will you help me talk some sense into this old fool? If he goes after those Dorseys, he'll get himself killed.
What's
Some
on
of
here?
those Dorsey bastards are hiding out in my shop. My shop! Finest clothing store in the whole dang town. So I'm going in after them.
Why don't you ask the marshals for help?
They're too busy. Besides, a man should be able to protect his own shop.
Look, why don't you let the professionals handle this?
Thank you. Keep an old man from killing himself, will you?
Killing myself? Can't you pretend to have some faith in me, Martha? Especially in front of these soldier types? You do this, you'll get a nice discount at the shop. Assuming I still have a shop by the time it's all over. Well, go on then.
I shouldn't, because my party's pretty low health. Fuck it.
Shit, Hotlanders! We thought you was all dead! Back off! see! Oh, the fire! Fake hot land!
Phew, boy. Thanks again for taking care of those Dorseys. Say, if you got hurt in that scrap, you should see a friend of mine, Doc Parker. He set up a clinic in the Arapahoe garage, just outside the city gate. And here, a little token of our appreciation. Come on back after we reopen the shop.
This here's Market Square. The Arapahoe garage is just outside the city gates. My old friend Doc Parker set up a clinic there. Parker's the best doctor in town. Be a hell of an asset.
Loaves and
if we can
fishes,
persuade him to
Christ!
join the Rangers.
That's a bomb under
Careful,
my
though.
stall, ain't it?
The Doc is prickly at the best of times. And these are not the best of times.
Welcome to Mary Milk Teeth's Morning After Mart. If you did some things last night that you wish you hadn't, I got you covered. I can clean you up, sober you up, cure your ills, and get you ready to face the new day. Or maybe you got banged up in the Dorsey raid. I can help with that too. What do you need? You'll be back.
Did you see the Dorseys almost blow up the statue?
Yeah, I was hiding under the bookseller's stall. There's
Marshall,
always
stop.
something last second.
Wouldn't be Market Square without it.
Where is...
You mean where they grow these fine automobiles for our personal use?
Don't get cute.
Sorry.
Anyway, I didn't know they existed until I said he had a few cars we could take. What we didn't expect was 50 VWs in his garden, hanging around like shrubbery in a rich man's home.
Dorsey, calling the Rangers. You killed my brother Jarrett, remember? Then y'all ran off like cowards before I could find you. Well, now you're gonna come find me. Unless you want all of Colorado to hear me kill a bunch of innocent folk 'cause you was too chicken to save them. Got a whole family trapped in their homestead. About 3 generations worth. Now, if you don't want them to be the next to die in the deluge of blood, you better come up north and take their place. Real funny, Rangers. Real fucking funny. I caught one before they all got in the door. Well, how do you like their jokes? The rest of them go when I get bored, Rangers. So you better hurry, 'cause I was born restless.
Come in, November 1. Receiving an urgent distress call in your area. Patching it through.
This is Arapahoe 44. We're pinned down on 25 south of Colorado Springs. 2 escorts killed, and these motherfuckers are circling back. Oh, fuck! Here they come! Oh, fuck!
44! Are you there, 44? The Rangers will get somebody to your location right away. Copy? 44! Do you copy? Lost contact. You heard them, November. And listen, this isn't just any convoy. A44 is hauling new power armor for the Marshals. It is. The Patriarch will expect us to make recovering that power armor our highest priority. Get there fast, and you should be able to save that cargo. Over and out.
March 12th. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna call it a night. It's getting kind of late. It's like 4:30 in the morning here in Anchorage, Alaska. I give this game another shot. Remember, all this month I was leading up to a replay of this game. I played Wasteland 1, Wasteland 2, and had some fun with those, but the whole point was to go back to Wasteland 3. And yeah, this is a heck of a game here. It's 4:33 in the morning. Well, I'm gonna give it a rest here. I'll make sure to hit up this game again here pretty soon. Don't know if the next live stream or the one after, but yeah, I just wanted to give this one another whirl before I forgot about it. But hey, anybody who is watching, thanks for watching. Folks are awesome. Thanks for supporting the stream. Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go now. It's getting kind of late. You folks have yourselves a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all again shortly. Have yourselves a good night. Peace.